Welcome back to my talk series, Tech Perspectives with Prashant. In this series, we explore latest tech trends and developments in the world of technology, talk to experts who are shaping the industry, from AI, blockchain to low-code platforms and digital marketing. I cover a wide range of topics that are interest to both tech enthusiasts as well as business leaders. Today, I have a very special guest with me. She is a CA and MBA from IIM Ahmedabad. She has a rich experience in risk consulting, valuation, and claims advisory services. This perspective is going to be super exciting and super interesting. You might be wondering why I'm having a finance person joining me on Tech Perspectives with Prashant. So, without any further delays, let's find out why and welcome Mithi on our show. Hi, Mithi. I'm excited to welcome you to Tech Perspectives with Prashant. Thank you for taking out time.
Thanks for inviting me, Prasant.
It's so nice to have you on this show today. I know you from IIM Ahmedabad days, and you were the go-to person for everybody in our class whenever they had anything in finance. And it is very interesting to learn about your journey in the tech space. So, as we get started, would you like to give more insights into how it all began and how it is going?
Sure. So I completed my CA, around 10, 11 years back, and then I started my CA firm. So as a professional, I advise clients on financial matters, risk matters, and those clients came from various industries and various sizes. But as a professional, my time was limited. I couldn't serve as many as clients that I wanted. And this was kind of, I knew that I couldn't reach a lot of people, though they needed my help. So, and after MBA, it was like when my thought process changed from more as a professional to more as a business person. And that's when I realized that this problem has to be solved. I just cannot give up like that. And then I realized that tech is the only way that I can, make my expertise available to a lot of people at a single point of time and at a very affordable cost. But the problem was that tech, I knew the product, I knew what the product should do. But being a tech product, it had to have some coding, it had to have that technical part to make it a workable product, which I didn't. I spoke to many developers, but then things sadly didn't work out. I wasn't getting the output the way I wanted. It was, thankfully, COVID turned out to be a blessing in disguise. I came up, had time to, learn how to make an app, a completely technical product from scratch. And, that's it. It took me that time in COVID to make that product, and that product went live a year back. And thankfully, it's doing well and it's reaching a lot of people and helping a lot of people now.
That's great, Mithi. Many of us talk about doing something, implementing something new, and you really did it. So kudos. The thinking to doing journey is always about learning, failing, coming out stronger. So how was the case with you during those days?
Absolutely, you are very correct. It is a lot of trial and error, failing, trying again, and that process goes on. You never know when it will be correct. So was like my case, because as I said, I wasn't happy with the technical developers, uh, the way the product that they were offering or the help that they were offering. I thought, let me, in COVID time, let me just give coding a try. Why not learn it? And there are many courses for, total beginners, non-tech people. So when I was, researching about that, that's when I came across something called like no code platforms, which are basically meant for people to make apps for people with no tech background. And as we, when Prashant, I was researching, there were like one or two or three or four these no-code platforms. But as we speak today, there are multiple, more than 15, 20 no-code platforms. So this no-code platforms itself are growing and maturing and becoming better and better. Practically, there are many tutorials and videos on these how to use these no-code platforms, and what no-code platforms claim that it is very easy to use and you can, start making an app from day one. So that was like very exciting what I wanted. exactly that's what I got. And I started using these apps and seeing what it is. Of course, there is a learning curve. It's not as easy as they claim it is. But yes, you can build practically whatever you want to build on these no-code platforms. They are as advanced now than as we speak, and they are getting better and better.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Low code, no code is becoming the way to go if you really want to implement things in tech. Just like AI is now becoming to content and design, etc. The low code is to app development. uh, you must have experienced it is lightning fast. It helps you keep pace with adding more tech because the product goes from ideation to actual deployment. There are different challenges that keep coming up or new features keep coming up, right? So it's great that you took the fullest advantage of low code platform and you figured out the right one early on. uh, Also great that you started before the space become flooded with so many platforms. Um, so so tell me a little more about how you actually thought about this particular product, and how did you really plan this business side of things before you ventured into tech?
Yeah. So the product idea I already had in mind. So currently, what my product does is, whenever a business person needs to apply for loan in any bank or any NBFC in India, they have to provide a financial projections report. Now, that report is a very complicated report. It has, your profit and loss statements, balance sheet, cash flows, and to the very detail. So someone only from a finance background can make these projections, and for that person from finance background also, it's not a very easy task. So that makes it a very expensive thing for the business person to get it and then apply for a loan. So my product, what I had designed is, I already had that in mind, that the user gets to input very basic things, and then based on that there are logics in place on which the final this report will be generated. So that I had in mind. My problem was that how to make it into a tech product, like how to make a screen in which the user will put the inputs, and how to make that output actually, put that logic in that app so that the output comes, and how the user will see that output. So all that journey was the difficult part for me. And in no code, there are many which are just simply drag and drop, and then have to add for these logical flows, is what they call. Like you put an input like A, and then you have to add a flow that okay, the output will be B. So this is, I'm talking in simpler terms. It's a lot of complications and lot of things which you can do with it. So practically, yeah, it took me time. I experimented with lot of no-code apps, and then I finally figured out the one with which I was comfortable and which was faster for me to deploy. And then I worked on it. It took me, almost 6, 7 months to get a full working product. And then every day, I was adding input, output, trying it out, figuring out, adding the logical flows. And finally, the work app was there working. And then, of course, figuring out how that app will come on the website, how it would act as a web app, then the payment integration part and marketing part, all that was, a learning in process. It is a learning curve, but all I would advise is that tools are available online for everyone to, learn and understand and use them. But you just have to be patient and curious enough to learn it.
Absolutely. So one question that comes to my mind is, so as somebody who has done CA, obviously you are very sound on logical thinking and numbers. When you are developing products, some of that knowledge can be translated as you build the interfaces, the input, the output, the logic. But the user, right? The user may not be tech savvy, right? Somebody who is in need of these type of reports may not understand tech very well. So I guess one of the challenge would have been how do you design the interface for the
Yes.
user to actually give you that input which you can further process and translate. So did you also go through some of that UI UX related simplifications? Was it like from external help or you did all that by yourself?
No, I did it on myself, but I, researched and myself, I worked with tried a lot of different apps which were, in different zone. Like there are business plan makers in US, then some similar accounting apps or whatever. I tried and I tried to learn that, the good ones, like what are they doing differently. And based on that, I try to implement those ideas in my own app. So I was aware that UI UX experience has to be seamless, as less of a friction as possible. But it is easier said than done. You are right on that. And the
Yeah,
one more advantage of a no-code platform is that it offers you agility. So maybe I may have
right.
designed an page in a certain manner, and then I realized, and it has actually happened with me that the user is asking me some query which they shouldn't ask. Why are they asking this, or why are they not able to understand this? So based on that, I could change the design, I could change the workflow so that it becomes smoother and smoother. So this was like very simple in a no-code app. I could practically do it in a day or two. Just drag and drop that field from here to here and change the logic. It is as simple as that. So this is also an advantage of a no-code platform.
Right. So basically, you had an idea, you did all the tech, you created a product, you had put it on website, but you know that business is not built on that. That is just one more app in the universe. And to build any SaaS business, adoption is very important. How do you bring the people into the funnel? How do you find the right people outside? They should get interested in your product because I'm sure there will be competing products. So how did you handle the marketing aspect of building the SaaS app?
Yes. So, Prashant, as you know, SEO is a concept, but it doesn't really, kickstart from day one. It will take
Yeah.
time, but we are in business and we have to start generating revenue from day one. So, definitely, digital marketing is a very, very useful tool because it helps you to get the people who are actively using or searching for the product like yours. Those who are in need of loan, those who are in need to make project reports or financial projections, you can target your ads to them. But that is just one part. Initially, I started, targeting my ads, and the user would go on the web page. But then, as you rightly said, that they didn't know how to go about it further. They got stuck. And again, I was seeing that their journey is returning back. They are not. There is no conversion. That's when I realized that I have, as a SaaS product, I have to have a good tutorial video in place so that the user can, side by side make see and follow it. And thankfully, there are again many no code video apps with which you can make these animated explainers. And to be
Yeah.
very honest, I from initial 2 3 videos, the explainer videos is what I have made from scratch using these no code video platforms. And you won't be, I'm sure you're aware now, even the voice, it can be an AI generated one with a lot of, expressions. Like it won't sound like a robot is, telling. It will sound like an actual person is speaking. So all that also I could manage to do, and frankly, at a very, very low cost. These tools are available, and their monthly charge is not a very high cost. You can easily get amazing videos you can make from them. All you need to, some time to learn, and you can make it. So
So
these
basically,
videos were very, very useful.
yeah. So it's really wonderful to look at the journey, right? Starting as a finance expert to a coding person, and then digital marketing as well, and then obviously
Yes.
building a business out of it. So, what is your advice to people who have ideas and who are willing to build something of their own, but probably feeling that they are not at that good in coding, or they're unable to find the platform, or there could be other things like, okay, what if I build everything and the user adoption doesn't take place? You have an example where the entire cycle has taken place, from product idea to product realization to actual user adoption and revenue generation, right? So what is your advice to these people?
So I would say that you definitely start small. Currently I have a lot of ideas of what my product can do, but I started with one part of it and I implemented that, and now I'm running it. I see that it's successful, and now I'm in my phase 2 where I'm adding more layers and more services to it. So that is would be my first advice, that you first think of what you can, a small part which you can implement, and then see how well it is getting accepted. And after you have thought of that idea, definitely first try out the no-code platforms that are available. As I said, the more as we speak, they are getting better and better. And some of these no-code platforms are so big that in that their setup itself, you can contact developers and these tech people who will, make your product for a charge, or add. You may get stuck somewhere in making your product. You may have made 90%, but 10% you need some help. So you'll also get that help in that platform itself. They have a large community, and you will also get that help, or maybe for free, or maybe on a very small charge. So that support is also available. So I would say that you try out many of these apps, see the one that suits you, keep 2, 3 years, down in line, that whether this particular no code platform can support my ideas in 2, 3 years if I add one or two more layers, and then you decide on it, and then go for it. Like you can practically make any apps on these no code platforms. That's what they claim, and that's what, like, on YouTube also you will see many people making uh apps for like Airbnb, like Uber, like Shopify. You have these full 1 or 2 hours tutorial on that. Definitely, I would say that you give it a shot, and if things don't work out, then definitely you can go the conventional.
Right. Obviously, you can always find some help outside, as long as you are clear about what you want to do. The how part is always possible in different ways. One is where you come in, you explored all the platforms, figure out the best, and did everything. If you get stuck somewhere, you always have people who are out there to support you. So it is just about starting on that journey and moving one step at a time, and eventually the product will be built for success. So before we wind up,
Exactly.
Mithi, one question comes to my mind. What do you enjoy more, the finance, the tech, or the marketing?
I think I still enjoy finance more, but to see that my knowledge and my expertise are being used by so many people at a time. I have, Prasant, clients from Northeast to Vizag to Kashmir, and they're reaching out to me. And finally, like, when their loan gets passed because of a report, and they come back to me, like, at such a low cost, we could do it. Like, their local CA would charge them a bomb, and they could do that on their own, and they got the loan. That happiness, and that they are so thankful about it, that feeling, it's very, very rewarding, that I took this step and now I'm seeing its fruits. It's really rewarding, and they are so supportive. Like, those people, if they have a feedback, they will come and they'll share it with me, that ma'am, ye aap add kijiye, ye add mat kijiye, something like that. So I'm very excited that I can, the my wish that I could connect with so many people, that has become a reality.
Yeah, basically you have democratized the vault secret of finance, right? It's very tricky, right? When you go to bank and you are asked about five different certificates, six different statements, and seven different types of other things. It is overwhelming for even educated people. And imagine
Exactly.
these MSMEs, or even the small shop owner who might be looking for expansion and going for some kind of a loan. Uh, at the click of a button, by submitting few documents, if your product helps him or her create that entire docket and just go and submit, how easy it has become. And the one thing I liked in particular was the fact that sitting in Mumbai, you're able to change the lives of people far east, northeast, and other places in country who would otherwise be obviously going to the local CA and paying them obviously a very large fees for something which could be done at the click of a button. So kudos to you, congratulations, Mithi. It is very
Thank
exciting,
you.
and I wish you great success as you move along.
Thanks a lot.
So that was Mithi Shah. Today's perspective was about a journey from beginner to a pro. It was inspiring to hear about her story of building a SaaS business, building the capabilities, and covering the journey of building it grounds up. As it's a wrap in today's show, I would say today was more like an inspiration for most thrivers to come out even stronger. If you read between the lines, the underlying fact is that you can transform your service function into a driver for growth, and you can do it at speed and scale. All this powered by technology. Before I sign off, I would like to say that innovation is about action, not in the future, but now. So act now and create something with tech that gives the whole world a better perspective. Meanwhile, I'll be back with more inspiring sessions and some great conversation. Stay tuned to Tech Perspectives with Prashant.